Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Internet land. We're just waiting for Instagram to catch up to us, and then we will be live everywhere and go live everywhere. So just give one moment for everything to come online. Okay. Looks like we're all set now. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of DIY Wellness. This is the show for people taking personal growth into your own hands. I'm your host, Brian Hogan, filmmaker, life coach, and clinical therapist. And I'm here today to talk about New Year's self-acceptance, basically. And the new year is upon us, right? And with the new year being upon us, we are oftentimes bombarded with messages about resolutions and making every second count and installing better habits and sustaining like epic routines, essentially creating an entirely new and improved version of ourselves. Even with good intentions and earnest pursuit, the journey of self-improvement is inherently a journey of self-rejection. Instead, we want to take a journey of self-acceptance, and then you can see for yourself that on the other side of our resistance is our transcendence. So today's topic is New Year, Same You. Healing isn't becoming someone else. So we're literally throwing out the New Year, New You BS, and we're going to embrace the same old us, but from a transcended place. What do I mean by that? Well, we're going to talk about three main points this episode. The first one is, why does the New Year, New You approach fail? Why is it destined to fail? Two, why healing and transformation actually happen through acceptance of what is, not through force. And then third, how to embrace radical self-acceptance so transformation can unfold naturally. So those are what we're going to talk about today. And the first point, why New Year, New You is destined to fail. Well, that's because there's nothing inherently wrong with the old us. And so the idea that we're going to try to replace a totally functional, whole, inherently divine, sacred being with some new being, some new version of that being, it's wackadoo. It's inherently false. There is an understanding in a lot of ancient and mystical traditions that we are inherently whole, that we aren't broken, and that concept of brokenness and all the suffering that happens, it comes from the verbal mind, from our ability to make meaning using words. And so in the Toltec, they have this concept of perfection, and they describe perfection as the unfolding of the present moment, and that everything that's happening, because it's divinely condoned, because it's occurring, it's perfect in its nature, it's perfection. And every other species, every other organism on the planet kind of transcends their own suffering and goes along with this idea that everything is perfect because they don't have a language, a meaning-making mechanism to tell them that it should be different. And so we make meaning, and then we suffer, and then we think we have to do all this new and improved stuff, improvement, and all of that in order to become whole. But it's an illusion because we already are whole. Even if you have bad habits or a fiery temper, or maybe even you're physically abusive, you're still whole. You're just operating with illusions made of language. So that's one reason that New Year, New You is destined to fail. What we need to start doing is accepting and embracing the true us, the old us, the present version of us. And in that steeped, deep, unconditional acceptance, patterns that we find less than preferable can unwind. They can start to unwind and they can start to unfurl. So the new us would mean we have to reject the old us. And healing does not include self-rejection. So in order to be on a personal evolution journey, a personal growth journey, we need to stop falling in line with the cultural recommendation that we reject parts of ourselves that we don't like and that we excise them and cut them out. Like healing in sacred, in emotional, in mental areas doesn't require surgery the way it might in physical areas. We are not going to chop off a mental or emotional part of ourselves. We are not going to remove it. That's not how that works. The surgery is for external, okay? Internally, we want to do something completely different, which is acceptance, unwinding, allowing. Because the you that you are most likely to inhabit is the genuine, authentic you, not a new you. So if you want to things to change or things to shift this year, then the way to do that is not to try to deny, avoid, push away, or overcome the old version of yourself, because it's a force thing. It's a force mechanism, and it's a rejection mechanism, and it's fraught with all this like I'm not good enough now energy, and that's going to impede the path. So self-acceptance is the way forward. So point number 2, why healing and transformation actually happen through acceptance of what is and not force. So here's the thing. Let me give you an analogy to bring this home for you. Like, if you have a friend and they come to visit you and they're upset, accepting them in helps them relax. Just accepting them in, oh, come in. Oh my gosh, sit down. Let me get you some tea. Tell me everything. In that interaction with that friend who's upset, there's no rejecting, there's no forcing, and there's no trying to fix them. There's no talking them out of their suffering. There's no saying, well, you shouldn't still be feeling this way. All of that changes when we are trying to help a friend. We become immeasurably patient, immeasurably soft and kind, and we're willing to sit and hold space and let them vent and let them flail and let them get their stuff out and just accept them for who they are because of what they've been through. That is the energy that we need to bring to ourselves, because acceptance is what helps relaxation happen. So trying to reject, force, or fix someone's suffering will lead to more suffering, either in the form of resistance from them or rejection. They'll feel that, or anxiety or shame, because now they're going to feel bad that they're feeling that way because you're trying to talk them out of it. So bring to yourself that same energy of acceptance that you would bring to a friend. Acceptance of what is also embracing the truth of the moment. And the truth is what sets us free. Even the Bible says this. So in self-acceptance, we find the truth, the present moment truth of who we are in that moment. In accepting that truth, we find freedom. And in that freedom is the ability to transform. In fact, it happens naturally. Transcendent emergence is what I like to call it. And it's like all the rest of nature, they emerge into transcendence naturally. Transcendence just emerges. And for us too, I believe that transcendence would emerge naturally if it weren't for culture, trauma, and language getting in the way. So once we accept our present moment in truth and have overcome our cultural programming, we too will have an inevitable understanding of the emergence of transcendence in our own lives, the same way that all of the other species walk around in a sort of transcendent state all the time, unless they're in the middle of being attacked. So that's our birthright too. And we can inch toward it through self-acceptance, not through self-rejection, not even through self-improvement, not even through self-discipline, except if it's the discipline to be accepting of yourself. In that sense, self-discipline will help you. Okay, and then point number 3, how do we embrace radical self-acceptance so transformation can unfold naturally? Because it's not easy. Like, we've been taught since birth to hate certain aspects of ourselves. The media teaches anyone who doesn't look like Ryan Reynolds to hate their body. So we're literally like given messages of self-rejection all the time. If radical self-acceptance were so easy, then we'd all already be doing it, right? So it's not that it's an easy thing to do, but it is powerful. Carl Rogers, he's sort of the father of modern psychotherapy as we know it, the person-centered approach. And he has this quote, which I love. And he says, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself exactly as I am, then I can change." And that he said that in 1967. So he's been on this, he's known this, he's understood this. And psychotherapy, as much as our training leaves a lot to be desired, psychotherapists should understand this, that it is through the cultivation of self-acceptance, not through the cultivation of some kind of fraught willpower, that we begin to shift, that we allow shifts, internal shifts to happen. Not because we're results oriented and that we have an eye on the shift, but because we're relationship oriented and we have an eye on understanding all of our parts better and being there with them and for them. And in that understanding, in that level of self-acceptance, shifts just occur. Fraught energy drains away. Polarizations give way. So acceptance is a very, very powerful. There's actually a Japanese concept that kind of goes along with this called wabi-sabi. And in this concept, it's about finding beauty in life's imperfections, in things that are incomplete and unfinished, even broken things. And in wabi-sabi, for example, there's one example that I love is like this teapot that shattered, right? And from the wabi-sabi perspective, what they do is they take the pieces of this broken teapot and they put it back together with liquid gold in all where all the cracks were. And so now you have this thing that's like taken on a new life of beauty because it was seen already, even in its broken state, as still beautiful, even though it was incomplete, unfinished, or broken according to culture, according to our language, right? Even though those things apply to it linguistically, the Japanese culture would say, but it doesn't matter that it's incomplete, unfinished, or broken. It's still perfect. It's still beautiful, and it still has value. And so this is what's so beautiful, that there's like sort of an interconnection, in intersection between acceptance and imperfection and personal evolution. So we can embrace and notice all of the places where we feel we have imperfections, where we feel we have incompleteness, where we feel we are unfinished or broken. So we don't bypass that. We're not gaslighting ourselves and saying, well, I'm perfect. I could just accept myself as I'm perfect. We can admit all the places that we wish would be different, that we want to change, that we've been doggedly trying to force to change. We can still see all of that clearly. But instead of trying to force it to change, we see it clearly and we accept it. We approach all that stuff. And for the first time we go, okay, I see you. Let me just be here with you. Part of me that's addicted to sugar. Let me just be here with you. Part of me that watches too much television. Part of me that yells at my wife. Let me just be here with you and try to understand you, because I've already tried to force you out. I've already tried to force you to be different. I've already tried to force you to change, and it has not worked. So instead, I'm going to accept you. I'm going to be in relationship with you. I'm going to learn about you. And in that learning, in that acceptance, in that safety that those parts begin to feel, shifts can happen. We begin to emerge into our transcendent states naturally as we do this, as we allow acceptance. So the work is this, the work of connecting to your truth, seeing that it's less than desirable for you, and then accepting it, going back with love every time and accepting it. So that's the power of radical self-acceptance. This transformation happens through surrender and allowing, not through force. So what I'd like to do, just for a few minutes here now at the end, for anyone still listening, let's just tap together. We're going to do a little bit of an emotional freedom technique practice around self-acceptance, because self-acceptance is hard to do. So in EFT tapping, you just follow along with me. You can keep your eyes open and I will announce the points. So we'll tap together and you just move around the points seamlessly. As I speak, you're repeating after me. And so if anything I say doesn't completely ring true for you, then just change it in real time to something that does ring true for you. Okay? Okay. Even though it's hard to believe that I'm already whole, I'm willing to explore that today. Even though I still feel broken and incomplete and imperfect, right here and right now, I accept how I feel. Even though I know my mind chooses to make meaning, which means I can doubt those meanings, it's hard to doubt my own beliefs because they're beliefs. And I'm willing to explore that today. Wholeness is my birthright, top of the head. Perfection is an inherent part of nature, eyebrow. Side of the eye. I can move into transcendence. Under the eye. I'm allowed to doubt my thinking and my beliefs and everything made of language. Under the nose. I can look at where I am with truth, not bypassing. Under the mouth, not sugarcoating, not avoiding. Collarbone. Seeing the truth, what I struggle with, what I wish was different, regrets and hopes. and seeing all of that incomplete, imperfect, perceived brokenness, and bringing to it acceptance. I'm okay. Right here and right now, I'm okay. And I'm willing to explore under the arm how self-acceptance can allow the shift. Okay, stop tapping right there. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and a long, slow exhale through pursed lips. And just notice what's coming up for you. What's shifting in your body, good, bad, or ugly. You can't get it wrong. And just allow yourself to sit with that and contemplate that for today. You are whole. You've always been whole. And the way to all the things you desire, to all the shifts you want, is through accepting the truth of that wholeness and then finding your way to your joy. Okay, I love you, everybody. Until next week, keep taking personal growth into your own hands. I trust you, humanity. Much love. See you next Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning.